Did you know my code knew I was leaving the company long before HR even understood what was happening? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Let me tell you a story about technical leverage and foresight. I spent over 2 decades, more than 20 years, at one company, building their bespoke systems from the ground up. I was the architect, the engineer, the go-to guy for everything that ran the core of the business. Every single piece of software, every deployment, every tiny update was meticulously logged. Every version had a timestamp. My work was an open book, a digital history of the company's growth, all chronicled in code and server logs. It was my legacy, a complex web of systems that I knew like the back of my hand. Then, the day came. I decided to move on. My access was revoked. My accounts were disabled. Standard procedure, right? From my perspective, it was a clean break. I handed everything over, or so they thought. But here's the thing about software, especially custom-built systems that have been nurtured for years. They need care. They need maintenance. When my access was removed, all the automated checks, the background scripts, the little bits of code I'd written to keep things humming along, they stopped getting their updates. My digital hands were no longer on the wheel. Support, in the truest sense of the word, had ceased. That's just how software works. It's not emotional. It's logical. Exactly 14 days later, things started to unravel. The first system failed, then another, and another. Soon, critical systems across the entire business began to falter. It was a domino effect, a slow-motion cascade of digital decay. Was it sabotage? Absolutely not. Was it some kind of petty revenge or drama? Not at all. I would never do that. This was simply the natural, predictable consequence of unmanaged technology. It was the system showing what happens when the one person who understands its intricate dance is no longer there to lead. The frantic calls started coming in, but my hands were tied. I no longer worked there. The mess they were in wasn't caused by a malicious act. It was caused by a lack of foresight. They saw a person on an org chart, a role that could be replaced. They didn't see the 20 years of institutional knowledge, the deep symbiotic relationship between the creator and the creation. They underestimated the leverage that deep technical expertise provides. My code wasn't angry or vengeful. It just followed its logic, and that logic led to a standstill. It's a powerful lesson, and it proves one simple, undeniable fact. Software doesn't care about your org charts. Thanks for listening to my story. If you found this interesting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insights from the world of tech. See you in the next one.